Okay, so I'm trying to unpack this thing about maybe being a colonizer conceptually, right? So I'm here in Mexico, just finished swimming in the pool, and I'm here because I can afford to be here because I get paid in American dollars. And a lot of the people that I meet who are expats from the US or from Canada or from Europe, one of the benefits of being here is that they have the currency of their home country and then the affordability of living and working remotely here in Mexico. I used to reflect on the movie The Hunger Games, and if you've seen it, it's a dystopian about children, from different districts fighting to the death kind of thing. And I remember when I watched the movie and read the book, I was like, oh, if I was in the Hunger Games, I would be in the Black District because there was a Black District. I was like, that's where I'd be. I'd be raising up my three fingers in solidarity, all that stuff, right? And then I did Remote Year in 2018, where I spent a year traveling with 30 other, international folks, but primarily Americans to all these different countries all over the world. It was a beautiful experience. And as I was sitting in the airport lounge, sipping on champagne, about to fly to Japan, it occurred to me that if I were in the Hunger Games, I would be in the Capitol making YouTube videos about, who was hot, which one of the competitors, how PETA was really looking cute, in his little outfit, right? And then I kept traveling. I went to Cape Town in South Africa, and I had the experience of what I could only describe as like antebellum, South, like post Civil War, like the experience of being served by primarily dark skinned black folks, while predominantly white folks and light skinned folks were the ones receiving the benefits of it, and how uncomfortable it was to be receiving that while simultaneously I wasn't doing anything to stop it or to change the situation. I just went on my trip, saw my friends, and took my ass home. That was back in 2022. And now here we are in 2024. And I'm sitting here in Mexico. And literally, I go to the restaurant across the street from my apartment, which is a one bedroom with a private rooftop, and I'm paying $823. Depending on the exchange rate, it goes up to $840 a month in rent. And they're literally playing the Hunger Games on the television. And I had the thought, oh, girl, if you were in the Hunger Games, you wouldn't even know or care that it was on. You would be hopping a flight to another country and sending voice notes to your friend about how nice your rooftop was. Like that would actually be your experience. And what I'm noticing is that it's very humbling because as a Black woman from America, I attached to a narrative around victimization and about, I started off with less and things have to work twice as hard to get half as much and all these different stories. And then to then be in a context where that's just not true and I have all of these privileges, it's really asking me to confront all these stories I've been telling myself. And it's really showing me that, I think of myself as this certain kind of great person who would, has all these beliefs and, cares about all these different causes. And then when it comes down to it, I have these same human impulses of going where it's affordable and where it's easy and where it's supportive, and not really wrestling with the thorny issues of what it means to gentrify a whole, country or a whole town, and that I have the possibility, I have the capability to do that because of where I was born. Out of nothing I really did, just the lottery of my life allowed me these things. And so if I simply just take advantage of these privileges, why would I expect someone else who also was born with certain privileges to be any different? Ultimately, I was thinking, I have to give myself grace because I'm a human being, as we all are. The story of human beings is that we're always striving to be our best and to grow and to expand. And I'm a child of immigrants. I'm a child of two Nigerians who said, we're going to go to another country, the United States, so that we can have a better life for ourselves and for our family. And I'm the beneficiary of that choice. Obviously, it was much harder for them to create that new life in America, but they had the privilege to be able to make that choice and the courage to be able to actually follow through with it. And for me to be the living example of that, that's what I get to do. And that's what we all get to do, is look around, and say, okay, if this environment isn't supportive of me, am I willing to go where I can be supported to be in my full potential? Just want to share that reflection because it's really been on my heart as I've been living good and eating good and swimming and running around and having fun. And then at the same time, seeing the cost of that and the cost to the locals of that choice. So let me know in the comments, either if you're running around in Mexico or some other country, how you've wrestled with the privilege that's afforded you the capacity to do that. And if you're in America or in some other country and you see folks doing that, how does that make you feel and how do you wrestle with it? Also, if you want to hang out with me every Wednesday, I host Hello Creators Weekly Digital Creator Roundtable. It's Wednesdays at noon Eastern, and you can RSVP in the link below. I'm also a creative coach, so if you want support growing your YouTube channel or other elements of your creativity, you can sign up for a free discovery call, also in the link in the description box. And I also host daily accountability calls. I just finished one, and this is my reward, is swimming in this pool. And if you want to join me, it's via Patreon, $3 a month to hang out with me every day and get some work done. And that is 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so now I am actually going to take myself into this pool and continue to reflect on my choices and my privileges. And I'll see y'all in the next one.